Some people really be acting like you are asking for permission to take up space. So I recently posted a picture of me. I was actually at a conference. It was called the Misfits Conference. And they had several activities for people to do: jousting, a obstacle course. You know, it was a jumper type obstacle course as well. But anyway, so I recently posted a picture of me in the jumper, and this person left a comment, and I get it, right? When you are on a public platform, you're subject to that. But this is the point that I want to make, especially as an introvert. I really want to help people to to create awareness for the other people who, again, think we're asking their permission to take up space, because we're not, or at least I'm not. But to help people kind of manage and work through things that are potential triggers. There are a number of types of introverts, or 4 types, more recently described using a STAR model: the social introvert, the thinking introvert, an anxious introvert, and a restrained introvert. I consider myself a social introvert. Move Capote. And as such, I mix and mingle. I'm okay in public spaces. I'm not shy, but in terms of energy, though, being in large spaces and after a full day, I am going to be exhausted, and I basically recharge, as do most introverts. They recharge in solitude or in quiet, serene spaces. But anyway, what if I was an introvert that had anxious anxiety, right? So one of my observations is coupled with a lot of people, especially middle-aged people, and I'm gonna say often middle-aged Black women. Just, I think that generation in itself, some may have a people-pleasing tendency or approval addiction. Compound that with being an introvert of some sort. This person here actually thinks that we are asking their permission to take up space, which is why I created my channel. My background is in human resources, so I've done a variety of personality assessments and worked with various instruments. This is my dog. He decides he wants to climb up on the steps and get up on the furniture right now while I am recording. Anyway, I've worked with a number of personality assessments. I've taken a number of them, but I've also been a facilitator and a coach with some of them. And I'll say this: a lot of it is couched with when I think of middle-aged Black women, a lot of them are religious, so a lot of it is couched under peacemaking and things that people tend to do to keep peace, right? So if you have people-pleasing tendencies or approval addiction, sometimes you may not confront an issue, and there are times to clearly ignore. But again, this was one of my first posts. This is a newly created channel for me, and it doesn't surprise me, but again, I really want to address the fact that I think some people really think we're asking for their permission, we're asking for their validation. We're not. I'm not. Just that people in general need your permission or validation. Validation is for parking. So again, my background is in HR, so there's various aspects of HR, but particularly the engagement piece, helping people in the spaces that they're in, being comfortable in workspaces or environments that they find themselves in, and whose feed forward or information you know about yourself, to think about in advance of how you're going to navigate certain situations, certain triggers. Again, there's a lot of times that, depending on the nature of your work, you cannot avoid being in environments with lots of people. But one, it's very important, and it will behoove you to have a self-awareness, not of just the fact that you're an introvert, right? And the type, right? Because I do understand people who have, who are anxious introverts. That is probably something different that they manage, and they manage a different way. And if you know you're going to be in a space where there's going to be lots of people, and again, I went to this event. I intentionally went to the event because it is something that is of interest to me. It was for creatives, disruptors, change agents, the like, right? And so with that, if you're at a conference, there's going to be a variety of people and networking. And for me to think in advance how I wanted to be in that space, how I was going to recharge in that space. And when there was a break, for me, sometimes you network, but for some introverts, it may mean go to your car or a quiet space to just kind of recharge for the break so that you can go back in and get the value out of the event, the environment, the party, or whatever that you are there for. So again, introverts, we're not asking permission to take up space in an extroverted world. We have the right to do that. And so anyway, I hope you consider subscribing to this channel if this is something that you feel like can help you. My name is Coach Roberta, also known as Miss Ro. I am a selectively social introvert, a Gen X cusper, and a retired HR lady. Until next time, friends.